Hello and welcome to Seus Renewed. We're going to look at some of the features here. Let's take a look at the sun to begin with. In lighting and shadow, we're going to increase the sunlight intensity to 2. And we'll put these shadows increase the resolution there. Let's have a look at that. You see that gives a much more full sunlight there. One of the things I like to do as well is if we look here, another good option, we go to shaders. Another good option is in this one, advanced GI settings. Bump all these up. So this needs to be 0, and then this one. You get this glistening property, which I really quite cool. So we'll take a look at that now. So look at the differences in the water. So if you look in the water, you can see you get more impressive looking water, and the difference when you go over between the surface and underwater is interesting. So that definitely improves the look of things. Also, we increase the bloom strength. Turn motion blur off, because I don't really like that. You can have sharpness on. This gives a pretty nice effect as well. I wonder if I reduced the. I'm trying to think how we, because I think maybe the performance is being hit a little bit by some of these settings. If I turn anti, would that help? Well, I think maybe it's the render quality actually. It's the big problem here. We'll aliasing on. We'll try turning this guy off. Wow. So that gives a completely different look. It certainly improves the performance. But you can see, that's actually a pretty interesting way of looking at things. This is kind of like so essentially by turning the rendering quality way down, you can turn everything else way up. So for instance, I could literally, because one of the other settings that I was finding wasn't, so everything here is at the highest level, right? So I was struggling to turn this guy up, the atmospheric density. So let's see if we have a low render quality and we turn the atmospheric options up. If that may make things interesting. It does look a little bit washed out though, but it seems that rendering setting is like the one that affects performance massively with nothing else. You see, I could probably turn almost every single thing on here. And I will try to. We turn that white. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it does give a washed out look. That is the only slight problem with that. So you are going to want to have the shaders on a bit like. Can we try 1 times? It does. I'm not sure how I can get rid of this washed out look though. I think maybe I should reduce the sunlight now, right? Because the sunlight because in a way that is causing a problem. So we reduce the sunlight all the way down to much lower, right? Because I think this is the thing, right? If you, I'm not sure if that's going to help me much. So we just massively drop the sunlight intensity. Wow, that gives a completely different look. But maybe the problem isn't that. Maybe the problem is that it's these bloom figures, right? I did try. Let's try turning this on. You know what I find? Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool. Let's do. Trying to think. We did have the bloom high. Let's turn this to. You see, this I know is not work. It needs to work with the texture pack, but this will cause huge problems probably. Or maybe it just don't work properly. No, it doesn't seem to work properly, that one anyway. I think that one, it really does. It says it needs to use the texture pack, and it actually does, right? So we had that on 128, which was, I think, is the default, right? Um, um, will that give a better look? Still washed out. I think whatever settings you have, in some ways it's almost like just turn the render quality up. I mean, that's not bad, but it needs to be like. There's certainly something to this. It's kind of funny because like it's almost like a puzzle to work out which options, if you put them all on, are going to cause the biggest problems. So you see, if I put this, and I'm genuinely not sure which ones are going to do that. I mean, that's not bad there. But yeah, I hope anyway that I've shown like, you know, obviously like I should really show in a video like this. I'm sort of thinking like, how do I do videos like this, right? I mean, certainly I didn't show this, right? The whole sky changes in this situation. It does look very washed out there. I don't know, maybe not. Can we get like a more of a depth of the? We've turned everything on there. I think if we increase the parallax, what's the maximum this goes to? 3. Let's try that, because I think that actually does make quite a large effect. Looks like it's doing something. Oh, it does not like that. That is giving a very bizarre effect. You get some funny effects, don't you? Oh well, we don't want that one. This needs to be a bit higher. Yeah. No, we have to turn that parallax depth down. It's not liking it. What about at 2? Maybe it'll be happier with that. No, still not. All right. So it looks like this parallax issue is something that I'll have to address, basically. I can get in there. I think maybe it's because my textures are not if these are just vanilla, right? Let's try it on 64. Because I'm not sure what textures I am actually using. The vanilla textures, are they 64? I have a feeling they're actually 32. Yeah, I can't seem to fix that. If I just reset, will it go back to normal? Let's have a look. Yeah, well. Okay, so this is normal, right? I mean, honestly, I'm almost thinking like, I don't even know what the point of changing the settings are because this looks pretty good as it is, right? Let's do it time at 3000. Pretty dark though. It does get quite dark. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. We could just have a little zoom through. Just take a look at some of these biomes. See if there's anything noteworthy here. I would just like to do one final attempt to make the water look cool. Okay. So water should be surface, right? So there is the rain splash thing. I was just trying to show because see 0 is high, right? So we should have a better looking water here. I think that's really all. If one thing I've learned from this shader pack, it's really don't really change much, but change the water because look how much better this water looks, right? And I think really that is what you have to do. Unfortunately, by changing this water, it causes some problems with the performance. So in that case, let's try and do something like functionally that will work. We might want to lower the render quality from, we got an option between 1 and 2 on there. Let's try 1.5 on the render. We might have to go for 1 there. Probably could just about handle 1.5. I'm just thinking there's a motion blur effect. I think motion blur is actually on. So if we try turning motion blur off, perhaps, which is, that is a part of atmospherics, no, post-processing is motion blur. I feel like motion blur and image sharpness, yeah, that definitely increased performance as well. So that's probably what I would do, especially if you've got like a card like mine, like a 2060. There is this weird thing sometimes, but I'm not sure that would be any different. So you do get some cool stuff. We could also perhaps just do a little shift on the. If we change the atmospheric density, maybe to, let's try it on 4, which is the max. Because I feel like when we lower the render quality, we're causing huge performance gains. So we can sort of, we've got the ability to do this. This is quite a good area to look at as well. Yeah, I think that's quite good actually. I do. I wish that like there was the thing about this texture pack though. The thing about this shader pack in general though is that when it's stormy like this, the visibility. I've got it on 12 chunks, so it's not like I've got it on no visibility. We should be able to see. You can see some of these rain effects there as well. Really nice, like it's got that like oil texture, doesn't it, on the ripples, which is really cool. I wonder if we could just fly it. Sometimes if you just we could. I would try and get a little bit lower than this, but okay. So I think that will do it for now. So goodbye.